Our Saturday segue of songs in the news here on Dave's Gone By. That being David Bowie, of course, the last song on his Heroes album. I'll give away the title. The title of the song is The Secret Life of Arabia. Why? And I'm going to ask this of our guests in the neighborhood, Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Fred. We call them Friendy because they're friends of the neighborhood and it works that way. But so any guesses? Sorry.
I'm wearing my sweater. I kind of feel like Mr. Rogers.
Oh, well, welcome to the Daber neighborhood.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so these are the people in our neighborhood. Yeah,
we live, what do you think, as the crow flies, maybe a quarter mile, maybe half mile from each other.
That's true. And not too far from this campus either, from UNC.
Right.
So why, your eyes lit up when I said, how come we play The Secret Life of Arabia?
Probably because the Donald is traveling there.
The Donald is right there right now.
Yeah.
He's meeting with all these towel-wrapped savages. Just kidding. A little bit of the rabbi in me. But yeah, no, he's in Saudi Arabia, our great good friends fighting terrorism. And then he goes to Israel. And then he does all these whirlwind things where all these religious people... So he's going where Jesus was born, where Muhammad was born.
And he was at Liberty University just a few days ago. That was not the...
Where Oral Roberts was born?
Yeah, no, I think... Was it Falwell that founded that university?
Yeah, you're right,
yes.
yeah. And then, I know, it'd be cool if we went to Korea where Sun Myung-moon was born. And where was Jim Jones born? He could go to Hawaii and celebrate that. All the big leaders.
Because didn't he get his converts in the Bay Area? I'm trying to remember. Or no, am I thinking?
He was born in the Midwest.
Oh, and then he went to Guyana.
Yeah.
Right, so. Yeah, okay, so.
Yeah, so
he should go to the Mormon guy, too. Where was that guy? The guy who found the tablets.
Joseph Smith? Oh, he's a New Yorker.
Yeah.
He was from New York?
Yeah. I believe so.
Oh, wow.
But then they left. They were being persecuted. And
as well they should be in New York. Why do I have microphone 1? Oh, that goes off. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, but you're 1 out of 1 so far in our Saturday segue. That's Wendy who got 1.
Do we win like a lunch with you, Dave?
Yeah, well,
you and your lovely spouse.
Okay, tell you what. Let's see
Just
if you get
presents.
Most of these. We'll treat. How's that?
No, I wasn't. No, I just mean having you at lunch with us.
I know.
A gift enough.
Yeah, but maybe I'll sweeten the pot. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
We were 1 for 1.
Okay, you'll make us try harder, yeah.
And you hinted at one that what we started up top with, a song called "Show Me."
Oh well, I won't remember his name. The Soundgarden singer.
The Soundgarden dead guy, Chris Cornell.
Okay, because I wouldn't have remembered his name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he died. He was Chris Cornell. Apparently, he hung himself. Sorry.
Oh, that is sad. Do I get half a point, by the way?
No, you get the whole thing. You got
really,
Soundgarden.
I didn't remember his name though.
No, but you knew why we played that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, was he Manic Depressive? Do you think?
You were close. You called him Chris Harbord, and it was Cornell. But yeah, sorry.
It's sad news.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I love laugh boxes, by the way. Does that have a laugh button, too?
Yeah, this is... we got laughs. We got... what else? We got this one, which I love. That's important. That's the fart noise.
That is really cute.
Joyce usually mans these or womans these.
Yes.
But you can if you want to.
Well, no, you.
Yeah, no, because you got the mic.
Yeah, maybe later.
But you're right. Soundgarden founded back in 1984.
Wow.
By singer rhythm guitarist Chris Cornell, who was born actually Christopher John Boyle. The year I was born in 1964. Don't know why he changed his name.
Yeah, Boyle, what's wrong with that?
And the interesting thing is, they were the first grunge band ever signed to a major label.
Oh.
But then they got famous after Nirvana and and Pearl Jam and those other folks.
Right.
The 1994 Super Unknown album had some hits on it called Black Hole Sun and Spoon Man. Like most bands, they broke up at a certain point. They reunited back in 2010. I barely remember this band, but Cornell also founded a band called Temple of the Dog. Do you guys remember that one at all? No. He conquered drug and alcohol addiction, but apparently committed suicide on Wednesday. He was 50. He was younger than I am.
Yeah,
52 years old.
That's very sad.
Yeah, well, it's really sad because you're 2 for 2. It means I'm gonna have to pay for lunch. So let's make this one harder. This one's a little harder, but I'll hint you on this. It's another death one.
Okay.
Because this episode's all about death.
Okay.
Remember. Sorry, still getting over my cold.
I would say rest in peace, Murray. I'm very sorry for your loss. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, if you listened to the first part of our program, that was all about the death of our dog yesterday, Murray, at age almost 16. So thank you guys for that. But don't change the subject. You're 2 for 2. Adam and the Ants with a song. Remember Adam and the Ants?
Vaguely.
And a pirate-like number called Jolly Roger. Jolly Roger.
Yes.
Okay. That's one clue. And death.
Roger, somebody died.
Talk about a rather terrible ailment.
Roger Ale.
Boom! But yeah, you only got half a point on that.
He was abusive. He was abusive.
Well, he was sexually. It wasn't physically abusing. He was just kind of a molester-ish, or tried to be.
His employees.
He was inappropriate.
Yeah, he was inappropriate to his female employees. Yeah.
So he was pushed out.
Why did he fall? Yeah.
I don't know why he fell, but his fall led to his death. Yes. So let's see what I got here on this. Went into a coma. Dead at 77 years old. Now, everybody knows he was the CEO of Fox News and Fox TV. He had to resign a couple of months ago. He was a media consultant for Richard Nixon, which I could tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
And Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
And George W. Bush.
Wow.
And he helped Donald Trump prepare for his debates. Which he didn't, and yet the motherfucker won anyway. So, yeah, it's I can say that word.
Oh, yeah.
Won. W-O-N. Did you know that here's the happy part, he was a hemophiliac. So he suffered on some level.
I didn't know that.
And he was the son of an abusive father. Yay!
Well, that kind of thing can be passed down. That is very interesting.
Yeah. Now here's the amazing thing. One of his earlier jobs in media was for a particular talk show, running a talk show.
Okay.
Yeah, you will never guess, but guess.
Well,
The View.
No. Earlier.
That's one of my favorite ones. Maybe Tom Snyder.
Okay, era. Even
era.
maybe a little earlier, but yeah, you're warmer-ish. Totally. Yeah.
Cavett?
Not Cavett. Think a little more Middle America, cheerier.
Merv Griffin? Mike Douglas?
Boom! I love doing this boom thing.
Mike Douglas. Well, and I have to say, apropos of a topic we'll probably talk about later.
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw Anthony Newley sing a certain song on either Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
Something about a cake.
Something about a cake?
In the rain.
You want to? Oh my God, yeah.
But that's just a little teaser.
Okay, yeah, that'll be talking about the New York thing, because Friendly went to New York last week, or just a couple of days ago, and saw some cabaret and saw some theaters. So keep that in mind for Mike Douglas. Yeah.
I just want to say, I don't think Richard Harris did the definitive version. I think it was Anthony Newley.
It was Anthony Newley who did.
Well,
really?
I mean,
it's associated. Oh, I
saw it on a talk show as a kid, and it was. I know Anthony.
It'll stick in your brain if you do.
Yes, it's stuck in my brain. Yeah. But anyway.
But that was when Roger Ailes was running the Mike Douglas show.
That is weird.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah, he's always in entertainment first, yeah.
Yeah, and then here's the weird thing. Do you know what he founded before Fox? Nobody gives him credit for that. Nobody even mentions this.
Is it a TV network or?
He founded MSNBC.
Oh.
He founded the alternate Fox.
That is very ironic, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, he just jumped to whatever would. But it's like Rupert Murdoch. Yeah. They're just,
Well, it seems like these people who had power in the 70s and are like, they're holding on to it tooth and nail. Would you say?
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had that kind of power.
Well, no. If I were Roger Ailes, I would just. But you climb different mountains.
I wouldn't abuse people. Yeah.
Oh well, no. That was just he's a man with a dick. That was it.
Okay.
No, he would say inappropriate things to female coworkers in the vain hope that they would take this pudgy, weird-looking guy. I mean, he was shaped. We talk about a potato. He was shaped like a white potato, essentially. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to get any action. But if you're incredibly rich and powerful, you can kind of get what Fox considers hot blonde women to look at you twice and take your bullshit, which he did. As did Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, I think it seems like we need to educate these people to be better people.
Good luck. Yeah, they just fired the another guy on Fox. One of the because of was it racial or was it
It was racial.
gay?
Yeah.
It was racial thing.
Yeah.
And he was the left winger.
I don't know. I just oh yes. Well, I mean it happened. I mean Anthony Weiner. I mean yeah. This
No,
guy-
I meant
no.
the,
I
the
meant
guy. Yeah.
Anthony. That's an example of someone on the left who had a problem with
You know, it's
sexual misconduct as well.
Are we jumping ahead?
Funny you should
Songs
mention
from the
that.
news?
Sorry.
Funny you should mention.
Well,
Oh no!
let's
Don't
go
tell me you
on,
got
go
3
on.
now, because I'm not. I can't give you the Roger Ailes thing. I just gave you too many clues on that. But we after the Adam and the Ant song "Jolly Roger" for Roger Ailes, we did play a song from the 2003 forgotten Broadway musical that was actually kind of cute called Amour. That was the name of the show. A song called "Prosecutor's Song."
Oh, the prosecutor that's been appointed. Do you know his name?
Yeah.
Mueller.
Special counselor Robert Mueller, appointed to look into Russia's meddling in the 2016 presidential elections. He was appointed by the Deputy Attorney General, so he's already started his business. Yeah, taking over for that nut job, James Comey.
He
Well,
didn't
yeah.
strike me as a nut job. I don't, you know.
Yeah, he's a little, but I mean,
Well,
Exaggeration.
dedicated, maybe.
Look who's talking.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
but that could be the pot calling the kettle.
Yeah.
Except that's racist to say, isn't it? But I could get fired from Fox News.
oh, another teaser. 6868.
What?
You know what that means, don't you, honey? 6. Comey is 6 foot
Oh.
8 inches, and we saw.
He's very tall, she's saying.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that's why he looks goofy
and
behind a
there's
hedge. Or,
someone who put that 6'8" fact in her play in the words, but that's a teaser.
in the show
Yes.
that you saw. Got
Yeah,
it. Got
yeah.
it. Got it.
But go
Okay.
on. Yes. By the way, are we a team? Did these points?
Yeah,
do we
they're
add our
both
points
accrue to both
together?
of you. It's not.
Oh, excellent.
It's
Okay.
you guys versus me. So I'm figuring you've got about. So, I mean, by telling you it was prosecutor's song, that was a little obvious, but I'll give it to you. So you got 3 out of 4. I think you've already won. Great, lucky
Well-
me. Okay,
Well, no, we'll just be happy
And
to
then-
be with you at lunch.
we heard from the 2001 version. We mentioned Gerard Alessandrini before, the guy who created Spamilton and also Forbidden Broadway. We heard a track from the 2001 edition, a spoof odyssey of Forbidden Broadway, which was their 7th volume already. A song called "Let's Ruin Times Square Again."
That was the driver who plowed through it
I'm glad we went
just a
there.
few days after we were there.
That's right, man.
Horrible thing. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah,
Richard
it's
Rojas,
awful.
whom everybody thought was at first just a drunk driver, but he was on all sorts of things and crazy, batshit crazy, wanting to kill people
Oh.
in the middle of Times Square on at least it wasn't Wednesday and a matinee day, so it wasn't running down the theater
What-
ladies.
What time of day was it?
Oh, it had to be middle of the afternoon, wasn't it? Yeah.
Early? Wow.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even. Well, nighttime it's even more crowded, so he got them in the daytime. Yeah, killed one person, injured.
20 something.
Yeah. So Richard Rojas, let's ruin Times Square again. Get it? So he ruined it.
yeah.
God damn it! You guys are getting everything. All right, this one's gonna be tough. This one's tough. From her album Red Letter Year, we played Ani DeFranco's song "Emancipated Minor." I'm not going to give you a hint. You've already won the damn thing. What she said? What she said?
What's the question? I'm sorry. Like a current event.
The name of the song is-
Emancipated Minor.
Yes.
Justin Bieber.
No.
He's older than that. I know.
No.
Someone-
You already pre-answered it.
This
Doesn't
is-
matter 'cause
You're
you've already-
asking us, do we know an emancipated minor in the news? I
Well,
don't-
think about it. Think about the title. Minor. What just happened in the news concerning a minor? And not the spelunking kind of.
Oh, you're talking about this is the Anthony Weiner.
This is the
song?
Anthony Weiner one.
Oh, okay.
He was convicted.
Duh.
No, I'm saying he pled
Sorry.
guilty
Duh.
to
Yeah.
sexting with a minor.
So he might have some prison time, huh?
Yeah. In fact, here's the deal. He pleaded guilty one count of sexting a minor. He has to register as a sex offender because of this, and he agrees not to appeal a sentence that could give him up to 21 to 27 months in jail. And the same day that he does this, you know what happened?
his wife filed for divorce.
I know what the fuck she was. It's like this is the last of the last of the last of the last.
Yeah, some miracle he would have been found innocent. She might have.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, it's very sad.
I mean, I do feel bad for the guy. I mean, he wasn't stooping some 12-year-old in an alley. I mean, he was.
Well, he was so compulsive. I mean, it's sad that he was that compulsive. I mean, they caught him in that documentary. I mean, he was so compelled. It's very sad. It's very sad.
As I say, it's like with Roger Ailes. Men have dicks.
Yeah, but not all men have that particular. I mean, not
to that level.
Out of control. Yeah, they're not out of control.
I guess.
Not all. No, many of them are not.
You put me in a room with 8-year-old girls. I don't promise anything. Let me tell you.
I don't believe you.
God. All right, maybe 9-year-olds.
Next question. No, I don't believe you. Next question.
Next one. No, you got him. You got almost every freaking one.
We're in the money.
You got the Soundgarden, you got Adam and the Ants, you got the Moore song, you got Forbidden Broadway, Ani DeFranco, and the Bowie for Arabia.
We're in the money. We've got friends, and we're in the.
Gotta have Friendy. Gotta have friend. So congratulations on that. Now let's turn the conversation to you two, Wendy Highby, Fred Cleaver. Been married for a bunch of years, and you take vacations together.
And our portmanteau is.
Yeah, remind them. How did that portmanteau thing get together? Well, did you see her portmanteau? Was that it?
No, I just like that word, and I like it that we made portmanteaus of our. That's when two.
Oh, okay. No, because there's an off-Broadway show called Her Portmanteau that's playing.
The
so that's why.
Yes, I saw it across the street.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to see it.
I did not go to see it. I would, gosh, if I could stay. I mean, if I could live in New York.
I know.
Like you did, and go to plays every night.
I know.
Oh, Dave, what happened? Why did you leave?
Hello.
You followed your lovely wife in her career, as my husband did for me. Yes.
Exactly. And that's what happened. So I gave up that very important part of my life to an extent. So
it must be why, DeVoice and Friendy are friends.
Yeah, we have a commonality of experience, and there's compensations living in Greeley, Colorado.
We're looking out the basement window.
I know the window is covered with schmutz, but you can still see a beautiful sky.
Yes, it is a beautiful day. Yes, because of the precipitation that preceded us.
Oh, wait till see the lawns for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be so beautiful
dandelions, and you can see snow on the mountains today. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, but moving away from Colorado, you guys went to New York for what? 5 days?
New York,
a wonderful town.
We're still a little bit in that New York state of mind,
sure,
but it's sort of seeping away.
Did you take a Greyhound through the Hudson River line? No, I guess probably not. No, certainly not. Okay, so what did you do? Talk to me.
Well, we did take the tram.
Oh, the tram? Roosevelt Island?
Roosevelt Island?
Yeah.
Yes, that was
it's a great view.
They can't hear you if you're not both on. Yeah.
It's a great view of was it the East River we were looking at?
Yes, it's the East River.
It was lovely, looking both north and south.
Wow.
It was beautiful. And
so it's just a very cheap little trip.
Oh, I know. We had friends who lived on Roosevelt Island. We'd have to go to see them. It was a big pain in the ass for them to live on Roosevelt Island.
Why was it a pain in the ass? It seemed like a lovely place to live.
But imagine you're not you can't just. You have to rely on that thing to get home, no matter what.
Right.
If it stops, if you have to wait 20 minutes every time.
Okay.
You're not on the mainland.
Subway also, but
does the subway?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why it was built, because they were building the subway and they put that up as a temporary thing, and
they just left it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, what were you doing on Roosevelt Island, just to see it?
I've been slow down.
Yes.
You move too fast. You got to make the morning light.
Well, you sent me that picture of the 59th Street Bridge.
Yeah. Street Bridge.
Tripping down the cobblestone.
Got it.
Looking for.
And feeling groovy. Yeah. I
had done a little parody to that song, and it was on my mind. And Fred said, "Well, we could go there."
Great.
So, but I mean, it was really Fred's ideas. But yeah. So we walked around the island, and I sang that song to you many times. And there are a lot of lampposts, by the way. Hello, lamppost.
Makes sense.
Knowing? I've come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes or read? Dootin', feeling groovy. There are a few flowers, but there should be more flowers there.
Well, maybe this time, you give it a week or two, but yeah.
So we walked around the island, and there was a historical plaque on a building called the Octagon, and we walked up, and it used to be a mental hospital.
Oh, wow.
It was so interesting. Yeah.
I've been to the Octagon. I ate there. Ate. That's funny right there. Anywho,
So that was very lovely. It was just scenic,
Yeah.
and we had our transit pass, and it was just a lovely thing to do.
that's a way cool thing. I mean, I've been on the road, but it was just a way to get from one place to the other.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like, ooh, this is special. I didn't take it the right way like you guys
Yeah,
did, like
yeah.
tourists
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah, we did it.
Well, what else did you do? What else did you do in New York?
Well, we went to several plays.
Actually, if you can hold the mic a little closer up. Yeah.
We went to several plays.
Yes.
Fred went to 4 of them. I went to only 2. I was at a conference. So
what was your conference, by the way? Was it a film thing?
it was libraries and archives in the Anthropocene, which is all about this era that we're in which there's man-made climate change, and so it was all about how those institutions are going to deal with climate change.
Well, how the
Yeah.
hell is the library going to deal with climate change? Just change the humidifier? I mean, what?
Well, that's a start. Yeah.
No, sure.
No,
the humidifier's in that room because of the flood. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is a
dehumidifier,
whole
is it?
variety of things. I mean, some folks are almost into it to the tune of survival prepping.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not. I'm more
Okay.
interested in like doing programming that's very green, that kind of thing. So,
Okay.
but yeah, especially archives, they have to think about how to preserve things. And like you mentioned about humidity, I mean, seriously, they do
Yeah.
have to worry about climate.
What the hell does Anthropocene mean?
It's sort of this era. It's just they're naming this era we're in. You know how there's the Holocene and all the different.
Okay, yeah.
It's a human era where we're causing the changes in the
Yeah.
Right.
world. And
I remember the Nazi Holocene. That was
Yes.
really terrible.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
I think she had her conference in your old stomping grounds. It's up in the
Oh,
yeah,
NYU,
Trish,
yeah.
that's
cinema. Yeah.
What's new at NYU? Any new buildings? Any how's
I don't know, but
We
the-
don't
Globe
know.
Student
But I
Center?
will say, the Tisch School of related to cinema. Yeah,
Yeah.
am I saying that correctly? Anyway,
No, Tish or
Yeah, so-
Can Bar also, but yeah.
so they hosted us, and we had a little auditorium in there. It was a small conference. Anyway, it was lovely, and it looked like. I mean, I wish I lived in New York. I mean,
know.
there were such interesting courses going on. They were doing some.
So
courses
NYU,
and-
yeah.
Anyway, it looked
Hey,
lovely.
UNC has intermediate German and
Which-
nursing too.
Yes, we have a wonderful theater department here.
They
by
do.
the
They
way.
do.
Yes.
I know. Okay, so
So
tell us
yes.
about the plays that you saw.
So the first one, well, first I have to say the tickets. If you have you ever seen 2 indecisive people at the tickets booth?
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I have some etiquette questions for you on that.
Sure.
But anyway, we did make a decision. So
So you were at the TKTS booth in Times Square and you chose an off-Broadway show. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing, it was like almost 7 o'clock. Most of the shows were starting at 7 that
Yeah.
night, and I hadn't eaten dinner or lunch.
Oh, so you wanted to have food first,
Yeah,
and
so
then okay.
So I wanted to pick an 8 o'clock show.
And I will say, Fred had low blood sugar, and that did affect his decisiveness level, and it affected our communication level. We were both tired, and
Sure.
so anyway, but we did decide, and it was a very interesting choice. It was Church and State, and it was very political.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very interesting, the choices they made. Oh, incredible acting.
What is the play about?
It's about a Southern politician, and he's campaigning. He's a senator, and he's in the midst of his campaign. And the other 2 characters are his wife and his campaign manager.
Mm-hmm.
And then another young man that had played several roles, like a news person and various other roles. And in his campaign, he suddenly changes his stance on gun control because there's a school shooting.
Okay.
And so, and that's, the women in his life don't want him to change. They're worried. They want him to win at all costs. But he really changes his stance. And then, I don't know, I shouldn't do a spoiler, should I?
You can a little bit. I mean, if it's
Well-
germane to your review of what you
Well,
liked
I'll
about
say
it or
something,
disliked.
something tragic happens.
Oh, okay.
But it sort of, it was
Something even beyond the school shooting tragic?
someone else gets shot.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
okay,
almost, yeah. Well, anyway, so it was very interesting choices they made, I thought, and I wondered how effective it was on their audience, in terms of changing minds. Because I think it really seemed like that was the goal of the play, to really
To take people who were NRA people and turn them
Well, I
towards
don't
gun
know.
control? Or
I
what?
could be wrong.
I
It was to get people at least out of their apathy about it. Maybe
Oh.
that because they did say apathy as a 4-letter word, and they had T-shirts that
No,
said
it's not. But okay.
They
yeah.
had, well, I know. They had little wrist bracelets they asked, they were getting donations afterwards for their cause.
I was going to get one of those apathy bracelets, and I thought, really?
Yeah. So I mean, they made it.
Sorry. Yeah.
They made it obvious that was their goal by the end of the play. But maybe I'm just saying, they probably had more hope of.
Well, did you guys like it as a piece of political theater?
Yes and no.
Oh, all right.
Yes and no. I thought the acting was tremendous.
Okay.
And we particularly enjoyed Rob Nagel.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just fabulous in the lead role.
Okay. By the way, you're talking about Church and State. I don't know if we mentioned the name of the play. Church and State
yeah.
at New World Theater right in Midtown over on 50th Street. Yeah.
And it was an interesting choice. I mean, I guess I have to say it was truly a tear-jerker. And the way I mean is that at a speech toward the end, the main character talks about this mythical place in the play that has had the school shooting. And then he starts to list the actual places where there have been shooting. And that got me to crying. And so that was quite an...
Well, when you start having a litany of anything, when they start reading names of the dead on 9/11, and it just... The concatenation of one name after another, always kind of like,
It was very emotional, yeah. So I thought that was sort of the tear-jerking part.
Sure.
But it was effective. But I don't
Well, what did you think, Fred?
Yeah, what did you think?
Well, I think they were also trying to do comedy, and I don't think that was that effective.
Okay.
But I liked the beginning, and towards the end, it was becoming too didactic.
Okay, cool. All right, so that was Church and State off Broadway. That's one of the shows that you guys both saw together, Rob. But what's another show that you guys saw together? Karen Finley. Oh my God.
Yes.
What was it? I didn't
The
see
Expanded Unicorn Gratitude Mystery.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember this title. I've been telling people about it at work and friends and so forth, and I can't remember the title. But I loved it. I loved it.
Wow, okay.
It was fabulous.
I haven't seen her do stuff in years. And I never saw the one with the yam up her ass, unfortunately.
Wow.
That would have been my personal choice. But I did see her in later. And Joyce has never forgotten, and she's always mentioning. We saw Karen Finley. She opened one of her shows, just like 15, 20 years ago, in a bridal gown, and then coming out and vacuuming the floor.
Oh,
and she was like,
fun.
"That's marriage." That she was like,
yeah.
"What an image!" And I'm like, "Hon, I do all the fucking vacuuming. What does that even mean to you? You don't even vacuum. Why is this so relevant to you?" And they're like, "Okay." But so what is this Karen Finley solo about?
Well, it was very feminist. So again, So this is about current political time. In my opinion, it's about current times, and it had Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and Monica Lewinsky. She plays all those characters. Plus, she plays sort of a spoiled, brattish every woman at the beginning that's really into the unicorn and probably into magical thinking.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
And then at the very end, the character that I like and kind of... We were talking about this. The character at the end was kind of like a prostitute on... what was that show? On the Vietnam show on TV? You're going to...
In Vietnam?
China Beach.
China Beach,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, kind of a China Beach prostitute character at the end. I would liken it to, if that helps people understand. Well, okay, so... I mean, it explained the psychosocial reality behind these candidates. And so the gratitude part in the Expanded Unicorn Gratitude Mystery, that was Hillary just saying how sorry she was that she lost the election, how she thanked everyone. And she was just sort of
sorrier than Joe Biden, but yeah.
Yeah. She was sort of a doormat in a way. It was really upsetting. It was really upsetting to see it on site. But it made a lot of sense. Yeah. When you think about her, she remember she went to the inauguration? I mean, what a gracious loser she was in a way.
Well, they always go, yeah.
Well, anyway, I think what Finley was trying to say is that she went too far in that direction.
Oh, of being conciliatory and
and staying with her husband, in spite of his betrayal and so forth. And so then when she played the Monica Lewinsky character, that was incredible. The staging of that, she wore this blue dress. This dress was huge. It had a huge train. The train was so big. This was like a Christo The train was draped across the audience. You could touch it.
Mm.
It was.
I hope there weren't stains
fabulous.
on it. Yeah.
They're not at that point.
Oh, at that point, yeah, okay.
And somehow I would love to see this again, because at the point that did happen,
Yeah.
it took us a little bit by surprise, because it's something about the way she places it in the dialogue. It was surprising.
Well, at least she didn't blow it, or maybe she did. But
well, I didn't think so. She was wonderful. But yeah, we were wondering a silly thing.
Yeah.
And we know, like, you like to be blue, as is the blue dress, right? That how the props people had to figure out the correct texture, and we were wondering what they used for the
dress.
For the prop. Yeah, for the event.
Staining of material on the dress.
Yeah.
Well, they have to be able to wash it.
Right.
They could put soap on it. I mean, fresh soap is.
It was. Yeah, we were thinking more in the dairy family.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
they have to wash it.
It looked very white and creamy.
Yeah, sort of like maybe
God.
a mix of. What you always have it every morning on your bagel, honey.
Cream cheese.
Yeah, a little bit like cream cheese mixed with something else.
Well, there is a show in Midtown called Sexual Secrets of Gay Men Told to a Straight Woman or something like that. And so maybe they had a leftover bucket of fake spooge that they just like, we need to borrow this for 3 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Anyway.
So it sounds like
at
least at the Karen Finley thing, you're glad you came.
I was. It was fantastic.
Well, did you like it as much, Fred, or?
Probably not as much as Wendy did, but I enjoyed it, yes.
Oh, good. I'm
It
glad.
was so cathartic. It was just.
Where was it? Theater for the New City? Oh, La Mama.
In the East Village, is that correct?
How does La Mama, have they done anything? I mean, Ellen Stewart, the founder of La Mama, died a couple of years ago. Have they revamped it? Does it look the same as like years ago?
Well, I haven't been in it years ago that I know of. Unless you think we saw the Swedenborgian play there.
We did see a play about Swedenborg there years ago. This was in their small, they call the club, is on the top floor. And,
but I would say that the man, I don't remember his name, but there was a wonderful, I guess he directs it now, maybe, the theater? I don't
know the name of that.
Anyway, he got up at the beginning and introduced the show, and he read an excerpt from the Constitution. He said he's been reading that for every play since the election. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
I'm so glad La Mama still. I mean, it is a treasure.
And the house, I guess probably the house manager that let us in the door. And he was a sweetheart. Yeah, because I told him about my Parkinson's, and I wanted to, because it was up several flights of stairs.
Oh,
so
I assume they don't have elevator access.
No. So I just wanted him to know if that everything would be okay, that I'd be able to get up there and stuff. But I just didn't want him to be concerned. Anyway, he was really sweet. So
great.
Yeah,
I'm very glad to hear it. By the way, it was an Ellen Stewart thing. Did they ring the bell to get people out of the lobby, or was that just her and they retired that? Like before the show starts, she would come around ringing the bell and gathering everyone.
No, but there really wasn't a lobby per se. I mean, the entrance we went in was really small, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't really a comfy lobby to hang out in.
So those are the two shows that you guys saw together. Fred, you went to two other shows in New York.
Other shows.
Yes. What did you see?
First one was Pacific Overtures.
Yeah.
I thought it was wonderful. Yes.
Well, first of all, you're a Japanophile.
I'm a
Sino's Chinese. What do they call it? Is it a Japanophile?
That's good enough.
A slantophile. Anyway, yeah.
It's a show, Stephen Sondheim show about Commander Perry coming from America to force Japan to open up to the West.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it was very simply staged, mostly just a bear.
Right, they're saying they cut out stuff.
Like a fashion runway, it was a long stage, and done it all in just wearing modern clothes. And
oh, really? It was a modern dress. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you liked it? You thought
it was very good.
Were you familiar with the score going in?
Yes, I was. So
cool. Yeah. So how how was Someone in a Tree? How were the songs?
The songs were wonderful, and George Takei was very good.
George Takei, you saw it. That's the second time you guys went to New York.
Yes.
Last year, and you saw George Takei in Allegiance.
That's right.
Great. Yeah,
right, and you even came out with a George Takei face mask thing.
A fan.
Sorry,
but it has his face on.
Yes, and now you saw him again.
Yes. He
was the narrator, I assume.
Yeah, they call him the reciter, and yes.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you got to see that.
I know it it was an all-Asian cast, which is not always done that way because
Right,
a lot of people don't have
Wait,
access.
so there were Asians playing the white people like Perry and all those folks?
You don't really see Perry, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no. I mean,
Well,
they
the other
do.
soldiers
They
were
play
some pretty
ambassadors.
ladies.
There's one number where there's ambassadors, and
Yeah.
the English ambassador has like Gilbert and Sullivan type song and stuff.
But those were also played by Asians?
Yeah, those
Oh,
are
okay.
also played by
Cool. So you saw Pacific Overture's Lucky You. What else did you get to see?
I saw a Doll's House Part 2,
You went to see that? Yeah.
and that was fabulous.
Yeah.
Went without me.
Yeah,
Why did, by the way, where the hell were you when he was going to these
I
other
was at my
shows?
conference.
She
I
was
at
at-
my
Oh, she was at a
conference.
conference at NYU. Yeah.
Yes, I was there.
So was it a conference that went on at night, or were you seeing matinees?
These are both matinees.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a
So how was it, Dolls? I mean, it was the last show to open of the season, and
Yeah.
the review. Nobody knew anything about it. People were kind of like, they knew Lucas Nath, the playwright, a little bit, and then the reviews came out and they said it was terrific. You're saying,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, it was funnier than I expected. I sort of was just thinking Ibsen and not being funny, but this was funny.
Yeah.
It's a 4-person cast. I believe all 4 of them are nominated for Tony Awards.
Wow. Well, I know Laurie Metcalf's in there. I don't-
Laurie Metcalf, Chris Cooper,
Oh, Chris Cooper. That's right. Veteran actor.
Jane Howdyshell,
Of course. They
Yeah.
always nominate her. Yeah.
and Condola
Rashad. Yeah.
Okay.
Who was Felicia's daughter, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, and the show was essentially Nora comes back after 15 years of slamming the door on Torvald, but it's also in modern day. Is that
No,
the way?
it's 15 years later.
Yeah.
She's gone off. She's been successful as a writer under a pseudonym, so they don't actually know she's been successful as a writer.
Okay.
But found out Thorvald never actually filed the divorce paperwork, and she's been signing contracts that's is illegal for a married woman to sign.
Oh dear.
So
Yeah.
she's coming back asking him to do the divorce, and it doesn't go well.
That sounds. I so want to see that play.
Yeah, it's 90 minutes, no intermission. Laurie Metcalf is on stage the whole time,
And I heard she's terrific.
she's terrific. Yeah.
About the Sheldon thing. The
What?
Sheldon thing.
Oh, what happened? Tell me.
Oh, I just when I think of her, I think of Roseanne's sister. And I
Oh, of
told a
course,
friend
yeah.
of mine the first thing he thought was, Sheldon's mother.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
so-
And a new generation will see her from
Yeah. And
Big Bang Theory.
Big
yeah.
Bang Theory also. We all loved her, and I don't know. There's an HBO show called Getting On. It's about she's a doctor in charge of the geriatric wing of a hospital.
And it's funny, I now think of her as a Broadway actress because she's been doing a Broadway show every year now for the past
Yeah.
few years. So
So,
she was
yeah.
in the Brighton Beach Memoirs that was wonderful but flopped, and she was in that Nathan Lane, David Mamet comedy November, and she's training up again and again. God bless her
Yeah.
for doing so.
I haven't
So-
seen any of the other Best Actress nominees, but I think she deserves it.
Well, and that show on HBO was fabulous. It really was. Yeah. It's
So-
too bad it didn't get renewed. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you guys. Those are the 4 plays or musicals that. Well, there were all one musical there that you saw, but didn't you also go to a cabaret thing
Did? So,
featuring a friend of the neighborhood?
it's Karen Mason at Don't Tell Mama,
Yeah.
and I thought she was wonderful, and
What did she sing? What did she do?
she did a lot of songs from her new album. It's About Time, so she did, and some of the classics like Just in Time,
Uh-huh.
Over the Rainbow.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, other songs. Wendy's trying. Yeah,
All
on
of
Broadway, Broadway Baby.
Sing.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is not Bob Dylan's new album?
Finding Wonderland.
Yeah, Finding Wonderland. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. No, don't know that one.
She did a song from her Broadway debut
Ooh. Was it Sunset Boulevard or what? No, way before
it
that.
was in 1982
Ooh.
in a play called Play Me a Country Song.
You should have made it a quiz.
Well,
Oh, I should have made it a
And he could
quiz.
have won back.
oh, well, it all fail. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I've heard of
which
Play Me a Country Song, but okay.
Opened on June 27th, 1982.
Yeah.
The next.
Oh, they're going to
And
try
when
and
do you
quiz
think
this.
it closed?
The reason it closed in
When
1980.
do you think it closed?
Play Me a Country the same night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I looked up the Frank Rich review from the next day's New York Times.
Yeah.
We encounter them at a Virginia theater so dead it might convert even a confirmed alcoholic to Perrier. This becomes clear the moment the curtain makes the mistake of going up.
Oh, my God. Couldn't it have been that bad?
The banal music and lyrics are played by a tinny pit band whose lackluster electronic arrangements are left uncredited.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
But I mean, she has this in her show, and it's really funny.
I'm sure she was making fun of,
It was great. Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's sort of like.
Oh, Fred, can you tell the mic?
Yeah,
back?
I mean, it's sort of like she's telling the story of her career and, having fun with it. Yeah, so it's really fun.
Oh, that
In her
sounds
show, yeah.
I'm going to just share one other thing.
Sure,
from
please.
The review. Country-flavored music has its place on Broadway, but country song could set this cause back 10 years. Jerry Adler's direction of this show could set the musical theater back further than that.
Oh, God.
Awful. That must have been awful.
I'm basically saying, take a hatchet to the hatchet.
I know, and then he
That's
complains about all these people
Well, yeah.
who, like,
Did he say anything
a
about
top ticket price of $29. I must have felt so ripped off.
Actually, in 1982, that was a lot.
Was it?
Yeah, $29 for orchestra in 82. That does sound like quite a bit. Especially for a piece of shit like Play Me a Country.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, so so you're saying Karen Mason was fabulous in
She was
concert.
fabulous.
Don't tell Mama.
Don't
Right.
tell Mama.
You took a picture with her afterwards,
I
which was
did.
cool.
She said she remembers you.
Really?
She does.
That's amazing. That's very nice. She
Yes.
was lying, but okay.
Okay, maybe.
But yeah, they were very nice. Her husband was there too, helping her, selling the CDs while she was
Oh,
talking
sure.
to people.
Yeah.
And he wrote that song, the "It's About Time."
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, her husband.
Which song?
It's
It's a modern song. It's about time. It's about gay marriage.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
a really
okay.
nice song. Yeah. Anyway, so while we were in line waiting to talk to Karen, we talked to Paul, her husband, and he was really sweet.
Yay.
And so we, that song when she did Just in Time, I told him that was important to me and Fred because, when on our first date, after our first date, Fred played Bells Are Ringing, the album, Bells Are Ringing to me.
Wait. So you went back to his place
We
on
went
the
back to
first
his-
date?
Yeah.
You whore.
Nothing was consummated.
Oh,
that
okay.
night.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
well, but first date, you go to the restaurant and get kissed by the
I'm not a
door.
whore, I'm just a slut.
Yeah.
So anyway, Fred played that album, and that was fun. Bells Are Ringing, and that was the first musical I ever saw when I was a little kid.
Oh, that's cool.
So anyway,
That is very cool.
yeah.
So, yay. And sounds like Karen Mason was really nice. Not just
Yeah.
great in the show, but really nice to meet and talk to afterwards.
Yeah, and so Paul said, so I was telling him I was a librarian, and because that has to do with why Fred and I met. And anyway, and he said, tell Karen because her mom is a librarian, and she'll want to know. And she was really sweet. Yeah.
Yay.
So,
Yay. Okay,
Yeah.
we have just a few more minutes before we gotta end the show. I'm here with Wendy Highby and Fred Cleaver, our friends Friendy. They went to New York. They saw all these shows. What else did you do? Any other New York stories?
Yes.
Well,
He
yeah.
has
Yeah.
a piano bar
Yes.
story because
So,
after
yes.
Karen Mason, don't tell
why
Mama
did you do that? I need to know why you chose that song. Go ahead, go.
why we chose.
You're walking out the door,
Yes.
and you wanted to hear, for some reason, I mean, it's not a bad song. It was written by Rod McEwen, unless I'm mistaken. Wasn't it?
It's
Not
written
wrong?
by Jimmy Webb.
Oh, it's a Jimmy Webb song. I'm sorry. It is a Jimmy Webb song.
Yeah.
I think Rod McEwen
Yes,
had
she
to
has
hit
it.
with
We
it.
have our own
Okay.
private language for
Yeah,
Jimmy
so-
Webb,
I'm Jimmy in the Web.
as
Oh,
everyone
Jimmy
can
Webb.
see on the radio there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I kept forgetting who the writer was.
So you
It's
really
Jimmy
like
Webb.
MacArthur? You like the song MacArthur Park a lot? You
I do.
She
Okay.
loves
I do.
It's a
MacArthur
pretty
Park.
melody. Okay, fine.
I do.
But the cake out in the rain, but crying out
But
loud.
it's
All right,
I think that's a very challenging song for someone to do.
fine.
I
Okay.
think, yeah.
So you wanted to hear the poor piano guy at Don't Tell Mama play it.
Yes. Okay. So Fred he asked people to write the songs down on on a napkin and you give him
Oh,
the
cool.
suggestions, right? Fred didn't do that. Fred just told him that verbally, and you gave him two choices, right?
What were your
No,
choices?
I just gave
Oh,
him one
okay.
choice.
So
What was
I
your choice,
gave him the
Fred?
choice. I said Fred asked him to play either MacArthur Park or 59th Street Bridge
Oh,
song.
yeah, okay.
So he had a choice. Anyway, he seemed to have forgotten Fred's request because several other requests got played. And so, we were getting tired, and so we decided to leave. He saw us leaving, and he remembered Fred. So Fred was standing there, and he was saying, Fred. And I was like, Fred. And, Fred wasn't paying attention. So he saw us leaving, the piano player did. And so, he could have just ignored us if he didn't want to do it. But he saw Fred and I leaving, and he remembered, and he played it.
That's very cool.
That
Well, he got a tip out of it, but that's very cool. That's actually really nice of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who was it? It wasn't Ricky Ritzel or what? Do you know who the piano player was?
No, I don't.
I don't remember.
I'm
I'm
curious.
sorry, I don't. Yeah, because actually, I would say everyone there was very sweet to us. Yeah, because when it's a long story, but when I arrived, I was feeling kind of nauseous for my cab ride. It's the first time I ever hailed a cab, by the way. I've been in a cab before, but
you went to New York and you
outside of the Tisch school, I hailed a cab, which was very exciting. And
I didn't do an Uber thing. It was actual yellow,
yes,
hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but I got kind of nauseous,
Yeah.
And so I was kind of hanging out in front of the cabaret, and then I got some potato chips to help me feel better.
I beg your pardon.
I was talking.
Fake potato, tofu potato chips.
Yeah. Anyway, I got something salty to eat.
Talk about this, yeah.
And anyway, the whole staff was so sweet to us, and
that's cool.
And it's just they were wonderful, and I'm sorry I don't remember all their names, but what a fun place! Is there a place like that here? Where you can just go and sing and
maybe in Fort Collins there is.
People were requesting songs and singing along, and it was wonderful.
That's a New York piano bar. That's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
I know, and
go find maybe in Denver. Maybe
okay.
You can look if you look for it. I'll bet you find one in Denver.
Okay. Etiquette question.
Yeah.
So
like I'm the expert in etiquette.
Yeah, but it's this is sort of a it's not a swanky piano, but just a nice piano.
Well, don't tell Mama is not considered especially swanky. It's not the Carlisle.
It's not the Carlisle. So that's because I'm wondering what's a good tip, and so Fred, you tipped him two.
Yeah, I gave him $2.
And then when he started singing it, I went up and I
gave him extra too.
Yes. So was that proper what I did?
Any amount that you're going to give a piano guy, he'll be grateful for. Okay. $1 is a little cheap if he sings your song.
Right. So
if he hadn't sung your song, you just wanted to thank him for playing music and being there, you give him $1 or $2. But anywhere up to, I guess, $5. You get well-heeled people who probably say, "Oh, it's the piano man." They're drunk and they shove $20 in his glass, and he'll be like, "Please come back." But $2, $3, $4 for a song, why not?
Okay, well that's what I wanted. One of the etiquette questions I had for you.
Totally. By the way, Fred was also kind enough to hand me a postcard here of the information for people in New York who want to go see Karen Mason, who is a friend of the neighborhood. She's playing at Don't Tell Mama every Sunday and Monday in May at 7 o'clock. So you've got the whole rest of the month to see her. Don't Tell Mama over at 343 West 46th Street. I'm sorry, my eyes. I'm not wearing my glasses, but thank you for this. Any other New York stories before we end this episode?
There are more, but
give me a good one.
Well, good one. Well, what do you think? Seeing the Fearless Girl statue was quite exciting for me. So the statue that's now right near the bull.
Is that in Wall Street-ish? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess she's just temporary for another year or so. I don't know. There's been some controversy about it.
Yeah, did you say that? Why? I don't understand why this statue of a little girl with her hand out, being fearless. What made that controversial?
I guess the artist who sculpted the bull is upset about it.
Oh, because it's too close and
he feels it changes
takes
the
a space.
Of his statue somehow.
Fair enough.
For me, as a tourist, it was just fascinating to see. The time we were there was a lot of the men were having their pictures taken by the bull, and it was all women.
Wait, the bull was taking their picture? What?
No, they were having their friends take pictures of them on the bull or next to the bull, and the women were having their pictures taken with the girl.
Sure.
And
as was Bill Cosby, which is kind of interesting. Yeah.
And anyway,
and Roger
for
Ailes.
me, it was just very. I don't know. It was just wonderful because she was fearless. She's probably about 7 or 8. She's prepubescent, that age where
would you check her hair? What do you mean?
No, but girls feel powerful at that age.
Oh, I see, like Matilda of...
probably, yeah. So it was really wonderful. Yeah.
Good.
So I enjoyed that.
Did you walk around Wall Street? Did you kind of get the sense of...
Not really.
I didn't go to the 9/11, any of that.
No, we did that last time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that memorial is wonderful and
still think
moving.
they should put a Ferris wheel up there, but just kidding.
But yeah, we went last time, so... Yeah, this time, well, I saw we walked over to the United Nations building. It was fairly near where we had our hotel. And I didn't have time to go inside, but I was really glad to see that Ralph Bunche monument across the street.
I'm sorry, what monument? I didn't hear you.
It's a Ralph Bunche Park.
Oh, okay.
And there's a monument. It's just the verse from Isaiah on the wall about the swords being changed to plowshares.
Yeah.
So a peace-related verse. I really like seeing that. And
yeah, I'd really like to go after Kim Jong-un with some plowshares. We'll see how well we do with that.
But yeah, and then I don't know. I just probably had some other. Okay, I have a etiquette question.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Or it's kind of like what would Joyce and Dave do?
Oh.
So when you say you're riding the subway, do you talk to each other during your subway ride?
Oh, I'll hold a conversation on a subway with someone I know.
Yeah.
In a reasonably toned voice. Okay. Everybody else is shouting at each other, and high school students are screaming at each other and climbing the walls, and somebody's asking for money. But, you think it's bad form to converse?
Fred has trouble hearing.
Yeah, when I have trouble hearing her, I have problems with it.
But yeah, I just want to talk, you know?
Yeah, but if you get two seats together, you should be able to. Yeah. It's a little tougher if one's hanging on the pole.
Yeah, that's when I have to bend over while she's sitting.
I always hate hanging on a pole on the subway. I'd much rather hang on to an Armenian. Yeah. That's comedy right there.
I might be a pole.
Oh, here we go.
I might have some Polish.
Go for it. I probably do too.
Let's see. I like that spacious. I mean, this is all. I have a lot of trivia, but that was the one etiquette thing I really wanted to ask you.
Sure.
I mean, there's other silly things like this is. I think the odd year. So Southwest Airlines is only serving sugar-coated peanuts, and I really wish they had salty peanuts.
Okay.
So that's something.
Did you say? Wait. Did you say tuna-coated peanuts?
Honey.
Honey-coated.
It's honey-coated peanuts. Yeah. She said sugar, but it's honey.
Wait a minute. How the hell did you get Southwest Airlines from Denver
to Newark?
To New York? Oh, Newark. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because they don't go to JFK. I was wondering why the hell.
They go to LaGuardia. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we took the shuttle. Oh, yeah. Okay, what's up with Weehawken and the Lincoln Tunnel and all that?
I don't know. What's up with Weehawken and the Lincoln Tunnel?
So, we're in I mean, it's just, I feel so sorry for those folks because it's just like this constant. I mean, the people that live in Weehawken, I mean, they're right there by the entrance to the tunnel.
Okay.
And there's just these constant vehicles day and night going in that tunnel.
That's, I guess, the price of living in Weehawken, which is very close to Manhattan. It's,
I'm just concerned. I just think our transit system should be even better. I mean,
you agree with Donald Trump. Our infrastructure, we're working on 120-year-old subway tracks trying to move billions of people.
On something.
What do? I really don't know what the answer to that is.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm serious about this. Yeah.
I'm serious XM about it.
And
that's comedy right there.
And that is funny.
Thank you.
So I envy the East Coast, their transit system. I mean, it's so much better than ours.
Well, we don't have one.
Well, yeah, we could do a whole program on that, could we not? But
hey, we might get the Hydro Loop. What is that called? Hyperloop. Yeah.
Hyperloop. Yeah.
From Greeley to Denver in 4 minutes.
Because if we don't have that, it's a limousine for you and me.
Yeah, seriously, that's all we got. We got the Greeley shuttle, which I have to say, I liked quite a bit. I took it when I went to New York 3 weeks ago, and took it going and coming, and the Greeley shuttle was really very nice. I think that it got me sick because they had like a fan blower belt above my head, and I just kept getting dosed with cold air.
How are you feeling?
Well, my cold is 2 weeks old already, but I think that didn't help.
Yeah.
And also, it's like $80 round trip to go to a fucking airport, so not thrilled with that. Yeah. But when you're the only game in town, I have to say, and they waited for me on my 11 o'clock at night plane coming back. They waited. They were there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos.
We had good service, I thought.
Yeah,
Did you take
them too? Yes.
Yeah, we took them too.
Yes.
So, but anyway, I'm concerned about the people in Weehawken, breathing all that. All those car exhaust fumes, yeah. And there was a sign. There was a sign that really confused us in Weehawken. It said,
wait, why were you in Weehawken?
Because we took this shuttle, like the airport shuttle, like one of those vans.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
so
shuttle
we were
from
first coming out of
Newark, and our
to-
hotel
yeah.
was in Midtown.
Because there's no other reason in the world. So, okay, got
Well,
it.
except the library looked really cool from the. I saw their library building and really cool architecture from the outside, and it looked like a nice place. But anyway, there was a sign that really confused us, got us worried.
Yeah.
It said reduced speed, get ticket.
Reduce speed, what?
Reduce speed, get ticket.
So we were worried that you would get fined for going
If
too
we reduce
slowly
speed,
in
yeah.
Weehawken.
Yes.
But we think it meant to reduce your speed to get a ticket to pick up like the whatever the thing at the
Pay the
Oh,
toll for
the
the
toll
tunnel.
thing. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it made
Oh,
it sound
it's
like
warning
you
you that, you're going to zoom through the toll booth, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were
Yeah.
worried we were going to get a ticket. I mean, if I wasn't.
No, I don't blame you. That's confusing.
Scary.
All right, guys, give me one last New York tidbit, and then we'll close because we're hungry and we want to go meet my wife and have some food.
Oh, I have
What?
one for you.
Yeah.
Fred was carrying a bag that had a publisher's logo on it, and a woman thought he was a local, thought he was from New York.
Sure.
So if you want to make people think you're in New York or carry a
Oh, you don't want to look
publisher's
like a
bag.
tourist, carry a public.
Right,
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. May I just stare up at the buildings with a camera? Yeah.
And don't go to the tickets booth if you have low blood sugar, because you might not understand what your wife says to you.
Well, yeah. How long were you? If you went at or just before 7, how were the lines by then?
Oh, the
Probably
line
didn't-
was short.
Yeah.
But
Like, that was the problem. It didn't give us enough time to.
to even decide what you were going to see.
Yeah.
Well, it sounded like you were pretty happy with your choice
Oh,
overall.
it was great.
Yes.
I was so glad for everything I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Yay, yay.
Yeah,
Well-
yay to the artists and all the people that work on those things. I just admire people.
From the off Broadway of Karen Finley and Don't Tell Mama all the way to the Broadway of Doll's House Part 2, and from seeing all that stuff in New York. I was just in New York. I still envy you because you got to see all things I didn't get to see and probably won't. Although now, I might travel a bit more now that we have we no longer have a sick dog at home.
okay,
It's a
I will
possibility.
say one last thing I
Yeah.
saw that I really enjoyed
Mhm.
was an art show called A Third Gender at the Japan Society.
Yeah.
It's about these prints from Edo era Japan, like 17th and 18th century, of these young men of ambiguous sexuality who were,
Yeah, okay.
and it was
I'm already yawning. Yeah, okay.
okay. Well, it was
no,
good.
but you liked it, yeah?
I enjoyed it a lot.
What, did you learn anything really interesting about Japanese transvestites of the Edo era, or
Yeah, I did not know anything about them, so I
Yeah,
learned a
yeah.
lot about them,
Oh.
and so I think we should stop. But Wendy has more.
Well,
Yeah.
So crosstown traffic. What do they call it?
crosstown traffic?
Yeah. So what do you call the traffic going the other direction?
It's still wait, what?
The uptown downtown traffic, does that have a special name?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Northbound, southbound, I think is more like
Oh,
the.
okay.
Okay.
As
I
opposed
just
to
wondered if the other was.
Yeah.
And then we did start crossing. I mean, we did start disobeying the traffic signals toward the end. Remember? Just explain it to Dave.
We mean on
The
foot?
locals know when to start crossing
Oh, yeah.
while the walk
Yeah.
sign is still.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
took
yeah.
us a while to get
I mean, it's technically jaywalking, but
right. I mean, because we didn't want to die, but we
yeah,
figured
you're
it
gonna
out.
get more likely hit by a crazy bicyclist, really, than a
okay.
yeah, or by some guy in the middle of Times Square who just wants to kill everyone. But the funny thing, you got back from New York, and then 3 days later, this crazy lunatic, this Jose, whatever his name was, when Joyce and I went about 6 or 7 years ago to California. She had a conference, like the Rand organization that she was at a conference with, and so we were over in like Venice area and oh gosh, I'm not even. Where do they have the Muscle Beach thing? Where is that? Torrance or what?
Oh, it is Venice Beach.
In that whole
That's
area,
not far.
and I
Echo
want to say
Park?
Beverly Hills, but it's not.
Echo Park? I don't know.
That sort of. Well, anyway, 2 days after we come home from New York, some old guy lost control of his car in the middle of like the market, and it just went plowing through and killed like 4 people and injured. And we had been standing in that spot about 48 to 72 hours earlier. It's just one of those
Awful, yeah.
things, Yeah. But you guys weren't killed. You're here.
We're here. We made it back alive.
And we thank Fred and Wendy for being with us once again in the neighborhood, sharing their stories of New York. I want to thank all our listeners for tuning in every week here on Dave's Gone By, every Saturday from 9 until noon or thereabouts here at UNC Radio, the radio station of the University of Northern Colorado. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. I want to thank you, all of you, for tuning in. Big thanks to my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, for spending the first part of the show with us here. Thank you also to the folks at UNC Radio for keeping the station going over the summer. Thank you to Fred Cleaver and Wendy Highby for being with us in the neighborhood. For now, time to bid you guys farewell.